Hey, I'm Ebony Green. I am here with Cornelius Williams, the president of the Resurgence Leadership Foundation, which is an international mentor development and nonprofit development organization. I'm not giving it enough justice, but one of the things that Corn hangs his hat on that I know about him is his ability to develop people. I want to tell you a quick story that'll probably make Corn laugh, and I won't get into specifics. But if you ever got to know me, you would know that I have a pretty strong personality. And it takes a lot to handle me. And Corn not only handles me effortlessly, but he does it with such grace that it makes me laugh and check myself and then want to do better and be better. So I'm so glad that we're here with him talking about developing people. Today, we're specifically talking about developing men and why it's important for organization leaders to focus on the development of the men that they have under their care. So the first question, Corn, is, tell me why it's a priority. Tell me why developing men within an organization should be a priority for organizational leaders.
Probably the word that I landed on was a redistribution of weight. When we don't develop men, the other aspects of the community have to shoulder the weight that they're supposed to carry. And unfortunately, that, Ebony, in our community, it lands oftentimes on the women. And so they're asked to not only carry their weight in the various roles that they're asked to live in, and the weight of the man. And it just begins to wear people down. I think if organizations cultivate the men that they have in their care, they will see just a lightening of the load, which can ultimately, I think, bring a sense of vitality that wouldn't be there had we not done the same. And I could speak equally for the same of women in organizations, but my focus is on men. So,
tell me about why you decided to focus on men. Was it because, a lot of people, like I know, I do a lot of development of teens and young people because I wish I had the development as a teen and as a young person. So tell me why you got into or started focusing on that.
Yeah, similar journey. One, my own pain point. Probably from my teens through early 30s, my dad was in and out of jail, and so there was this absence of this man in my own life. And I saw what that did to my mom, myself, and to my brother. And then as I began to work with young men and mentoring, I began to hear similar stories. And so what better way to address the issue, not only in working with the young men, but trying to mitigate the source of my own issue. If we could invest in them and help the men to be able to manage some of the things that could undermine who they're striving to be or hoping to be, it would really be better for people like myself and also for others that we mentor.
So tell me, we talked about how when organizational leaders develop men, it's a load lightening for the leader.
Yeah.
But tell me about the impact that it has on the organization as a whole.
Yeah. What I've seen is this. There's a different strength that comes, so for example, when I'm fully vibrant and doing what I'm supposed to do, and you're my organizational leader, you're able to delegate some things so that I can go about doing what I'm doing. And there are some things that I think are assigned to men for us to do, and it can lead to not just productivity, but I also think when I say vitality, it's the morale of staff. I believe when there is a reflection of men and women working together, it's good for the community. I think it's good for resources because oftentimes there's a pitting against one another or an absence. And so I do think there is good, which it's good work. And I have this little philosophy. So like, Ebony, if you and I are walking in who we're supposed to be, it's better for everybody around us, which leads to things flourishing and productive, better production.
So tactically, right? So I'm an organizational leader. I have an organization. What are 2 or 3 things that I can do to best develop the men that come through my doors and say they want to support what I'm doing?
Oh man, that's great. One, be self-aware. I'd say if the organization is being led by men, a man, you need to be inviting of who's coming in your door and open to who's coming to your door. If it's being led by women, I would probably say not be suspicious, but inviting and open to them coming in. I think another thing too, it's really important for men to be developed is that the leader has to be a person of integrity. I mean, what you say and how you live have to line up. And then secondly, I think you need to give men something to do as a means of getting to build a relationship. And then thirdly, I probably would say then continue to show up and invite them and ask them into space. I think sometimes we want to be unwilling to be frank and open about who we are and what we're standing for. So people can kind of come in, men, and kind of be suspicious. And then we want to go right to relationship building versus, I would say, nah, man, don't go right into relationship building. I would go right into something to do, a project to work on as a strategy to build relationship.
So this is just out of curiosity. You give a man something to do, right? Give him a task. Is that on the end of that, before we get to the relationship building, is it tying what they've done to the success of the organization? Or is it tying what they've done to just saying, hey, I appreciate you, and then just move on? Like tactically, what does that look like when after you've given them the task and they perform that task?
I would say the answer is both. Yeah, and I would say because sometimes we don't know the breadth of the person that's coming in, so definitely you tie it into the bigger vision, but also you want to affirm them for their contribution to the project. And so then in the course of time, as you're getting to know them and doing and working, you're paying attention to which of those 2 really matter. Because sometimes we do need, depending on who it is that comes to you, they just need to be affirmed and given opportunity and freed up to go. And then, and that's cast the vision. Hey, I got some resources, go, nice job. And then there's others who need to, hey, I really see you, great job, and affirmed along the way, and then you'll eventually get to they're able to do it themselves. So I would do both.
Okay. I wish I had more time. I really want to dig into tactically how to develop men, also develop women, the impact that it has. There are some resources that are available on that at Corn's website. We'll show you that URL, and we will see you next time. Thank you.